Hi, my name is Dave. Welcome to my channel, My Yard Sale. Today I want to talk a little bit about my week and a little bit about some food that I ate and just generally my update for my health. So, a quick background. I'm a guy who's had problems with diabetes and prediabetes, metabolic issues, all kinds of health related issues, and I'm in the process of reversing those problems and getting my health back. Very slowly but surely. I wish it would work a little bit faster, but it doesn't seem to be doing that. So this week has been an interesting week. I have had some extremely unusual physical sensations. I actually made some notes to try to remember everything that I wanted to talk about. So this week, my spine has been so stiff, and I've still got this cracking in my knuckles that and cracking in my joints that I can't completely explain or understand. I mean, I think it's the nerves regrowing into the joints and somehow making my joints crack. Like it's not like I'm one of those people that I have to crack my knuckles to get the sensation back in my fingers, but my joints just crack constantly. Every now and then my shoulders still crack and my elbows crack. My elbows were so stiff in the last couple of weeks that even locking my elbow out was almost impossible. It was very difficult. At one point, I couldn't put my hands above my head, and actually, like my shoulders would be cracking. It was very strange. I can't even explain that. Again, it's not painful. It's just this tension in the joints that I can't even like force crack them to try to relieve it. It's like they have to just crack when they do, and then finally I get a little bit of relief. It's very hard to explain. And sometimes I'll get up, walk to the bathroom to go to the bathroom, and all the way there, I'll get like all these cracking noises and all in my knees and my ankles. That's the new thing that's kind of happening is my knees and ankles are cracking. But the most, I don't want to say disturbing, the most uncomfortable thing is my spine is like so tense. It's like it's just like it's so tense, and I can't crack my actually I can crack my spine. In the morning when I wake up, I sit on the edge of my bed and I try to stretch my arms above my arms above my arms above my head, and it makes my spine crack. I can hear the snapping in my arm. It's really strange. I don't know how to explain that exactly, but it's very uncomfortable. It's very tense. It's like if you were to take everything and just wrap it 10 times tighter. And that tension goes all the way from my spine all the way to my wrists, through my shoulders and my elbows. And then at some point throughout the day, I kind of work it out. I have to take my own um, take my own advice, and I need to stretch more. I just don't know if stretching will even help. I try to stretch a little bit throughout the day, but I need to like do more focused stretching. So something interesting that happened this week. So I have to order food because I can't drive. I don't drive. I don't trust myself to drive, let alone trust myself on the road with other people. So I don't drive. I order food, they deliver it, and usually they deliver it right to my front door. This time, they wanted to, for some reason, deliver it to my neighbor's house, my neighbor's door, which is upstairs. So it's on the second floor, which means I have to go over and get my groceries, which is usually like, I don't know, 3 or 4 bags. And usually I have apples or meat in there, so it's not a feather light bag. It's a weightable bag. So I had to walk down to the driveway area, walk over to my neighbor, go upstairs, get the stuff, bring that all down the stairs, and then back over to my house, and then in my house. Now, I've worked out in the past, but this workout was like the most unbearable torture workout I've ever had in my life. I swear, when I got over there, I finally got my groceries down the stairs and over to my house, trying to bring them into my house from the garage. I didn't know if I was going to make it. I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it. And it took me the better part of maybe like 4 hours to get these groceries into my house. And then when I was done, I finally sat down. I was exhausted. Now, I haven't done anything in 30 years that I've been completely exhausted. Probably the last time I've done anything and been completely exhausted, I was in the military and working out far beyond my capabilities at that point. But this was that level of exhaustion. I don't remember being ever so exhausted as I was yesterday. I mean, all the whole time I was thinking to myself, this is the worst ever. I can't believe I'm doing this. And then I thought, I hope that tomorrow I feel better than I do today, and that hopefully I've started to build some of this strength back. That's what I was keeping myself going the whole time, as I kept thinking, tomorrow I'm going to feel better than I do today, and the next day I'm going to feel better than I did yesterday. I keep thinking that, and that's the only thing that kept me going. So finally I get all this food into my house before it all thaws out, thank goodness. Because I had some frozen food. I like to buy frozen blueberries. They hadn't completely thawed out, so I was happy about that. But that was the most frustrating and the most, honestly, it was kind of embarrassing. I'm glad I was by myself and nobody was around to see me being so frustrated. So that was yesterday, and that was extremely difficult, and I'm glad that was yesterday. In the future, I'm going to have to be a complete asshole to make sure they deliver to my door instead of my neighbor's door, I guess. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna deal with that, but I need to deal with it. So yeah, the weird thing with my body, and my body is always something that there's always something going on, right? So my spine is snapping. I can hear my spine actually snap when it does. I try to stretch out to keep it from, I don't know, like snapping while I'm walking and I fall over or something. I don't know exactly how that works. And I'm not a healthcare person. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. I don't know anything about any of this except for what I'm experiencing going through. So my spine is snapping. I can feel the tension going from my spine all the way down to probably mostly my elbows, even though my fingers are still snapping. I can feel the tension from my spine all the way through my shoulder and down into my elbows, which is very, very strange. It's not like I can stretch it out and feel that much better. In the it's like in the joint and then the tendons that connect the joints, it feels like. And again, I'm hoping that this is the nerves regrowing and re-giving feel to these joints. Now, one of the other things that's been kind of weird is I get itchy spots on my skin, mostly on my fingers, on my hands, and on my forearms. I get very like all of a sudden I'll get an itchy spot to the point where I want to stand up and look at where I'm sitting to make sure there isn't a bug or something on me. I mean, I live in New York, so we don't have roaches and stuff like that necessarily, but we have spiders and ants. So I want to make sure I don't have a spider or ant on me. That's kind of disturbing, these itchy feelings. But I did read that a lot of times itchiness means that the nerve sensitivity is coming back. So I guess that's a good thing. I'm hoping. Another thing that I wanted to share is I tried this thing. Whoops. I tried this thing out. Probably not the very best eating that I could possibly do to get my health back, but every now and then you got to give yourself a break. I gave myself a break with this. And I'm not going to say that it's the most delicious thing I've ever eaten. And I know there's another Dave that does a better job of rating pizzas and stuff like that, and that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just saying that this Red Baron pizza was actually a good pizza. I liked it. I would give it a thumbs up. This was a pizza that had a good crust. It was tasty. It wasn't over tasty. The sauce was actually very nice flavored, and I really liked the cheese. I enjoyed the cheese. That was very good. Now, for health, I'm not sure. I didn't really look at the ingredients too much. This was not one of the things that I wanted to really inspect the ingredients because I'll eat this once a month, once every 2 months, maybe. I won't eat this very often. I'm sure that there's seed oils and other garbage in there that I don't need. But for the actual taste and the quick cook, it was actually pretty good. I actually sliced this thing in half, folded it over, and just ate it like a sandwich. And it was pretty good like that. But I will say that this cheese only one, I think I would have liked it better if it had pepperonis or some kind of meat on it because I ate the whole pizza, but I wasn't completely stuffed when I was done. I think with some meat on it, I probably would have been a little bit more full. I definitely could have used more meat. So there's not too much going on this week, except for that whole incident with having to go over and get all my stuff from all my groceries from next door. That was extremely difficult, and I just can't believe that I had to deal with that. So I guess one thing that I would suggest is, obviously I had posted in other posts that you need to get exercise. And I feel like getting exercise just a little bit beyond what you feel like you're capable of would probably make a little bit of sense. The other thing that I would say is if you're reversing nerve and muscle damage from diabetes and prediabetes, neuropathy and stuff, is you definitely want to understand what the limit is of what you're getting ready to do and try to not do all of it at once. If you can break it up into a couple smaller pieces, that'd be better. Like yesterday, if I could have broken that up, it would have been a little bit easier, but it wouldn't have gotten all my stuff into the freezer before it thawed out. That wouldn't have worked. I had to get it all done at once, but if I could have broken it up into a couple of smaller chunks, that would have been better. Or if I know that I'm going to have to walk a quarter of a mile, let's just say, if I walk an eighth of a mile every day for, I don't know, 10 or 15 days, and then a little bit more for the next 10 or 15 days, within a month and a half, I'm going to be able to walk that quarter of a mile pretty confidently. Like even now, if I have to go up and get the mail, I don't necessarily have confidence that I'm able to do that. I mean, I may have to go try it, but there's a possibility I'm going to end up on the driveway and not be able to get up. It's possible. So I'm trying to walk a little bit more every day to give myself that stamina to keep walking. The weirdest thing about this whole reversal of nerves and all this other stuff that you have to reverse when you have metabolic issues, I don't know if there's a way to tell exactly where you're at or what you are capable of. Either you can do it or you can't do it. And the only way to figure out whether you can do it is to try it safely several times up until the point where you're comfortable with it. Like I would never try to walk up to the store at this point. I would end up on the road halfway there, and knowing my neighborhood, people would be driving by and waving hi while I'm laying on the sidewalk trying to figure out what to do. Anyway, so that's pretty much my update for the week. I haven't really had anything major pending happen except for the thing of having to go over and get my groceries, but physically I haven't had any major changes. I started taking some gummy vitamins, which I kind of like. They're kind of good. I think that I've been having the wrong magnesium for the last probably month and a half, 2 months. I guess there's like 6 or 7 different kinds of magnesium that you need. And I think I'm taking the wrong magnesium for what I need. So I'm trying some new vitamins. And I like those gummies. There's sugar in them, but they taste good. And there's not very much sugar, considering the fact I don't eat any sugar outside of the pizza that I scarfed the other day and the sugar that's in that. I don't eat any sugar with anything else. I don't mind having a couple of grams of sugar in a gummy, especially if I'm getting all the vitamins I need. So if you have any questions from this post, do me a favor and leave them in the comments, because I answer all comments. I respond to all comments. If you thought this was interesting, do me a favor and give me a thumbs up. If you're interested in more of my story, do me a favor and subscribe. For those of you that already given thumbs ups and subscribed, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Gives me a purpose to keep doing these things. I hope you have a great day. Hope you're having a great weekend. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.